If your car is cranking but not starting, there could be multiple issues. Either batteries died, starter motor, starter relay or fuse, dirty fuel injector, anti-theft or security system issue, key problem, dry throttle, engine sensor or fuel system. Car might also not start if the battery terminal has a corrosion or there is a carbon around the terminal. With this car, starter motor is not working, so I'm going to replace the starter motor. Before working on the starter motor, I remove the negative terminal from the battery. If you're working on the starter motor, it will be much easier to work on the starter motor if you remove the radiator exhaust fan. I am using this tool to remove the clips, but if you do not have this one, you can use the two straight screwdrivers to remove the clip. I am using straight screwdriver to remove the cable connector. For removing exhaust fan, there are two bolts on each side. This is the first one on the left side and I am using the 12 mm socket to remove this bolt. This is the second bolt I am removing. Remove the hose but make sure that there was no hot water in the radiator. If there is a hot water in the radiator, it might cause damage. Now pull out exhaust fan. This is a starter motor and the motor is covered with the plastic rubber. I am just pushing the rubber back. This is the close-up so you can see it better. I am using the 13 mm socket to remove the nut. There are two bolts which is holding the starter motor. This one is easy to come out. I am using 14 mm socket to remove the first bolt. First one was pretty easy to come out, but the second one, which I circle in white, it will be little hard for the person who is changing the starter motor for the first time. This time I'm using the longer 14 mm socket. I'm lucky that socket fit on a bolt in the first time. Normally it takes some time. I'm giving support to the socket with the right hand. If I don't do it, socket will be keep coming out. I check starter motor is shaking, which means that bolt is getting loose. I'm tired, I will take a minute break and after that I will take out the bolt. After a minute I am back, hopefully it won't take long. This is the new starter motor. I will place the motor and after that I will put the bolt. I bought this one from Amazon. Link is in the description. But if you want to go for the good motor, that is Denso. I also provided the link in the description for Denso starter motor. I put the first bolt which hold the starter motor and I did not tighten it all the way. Now I am putting the second bolt and this one I will tighten it first and after that I will tighten the first one. As I mentioned earlier, taking the second bolt will be pretty much harder as compared to the first one. It will be more tougher to put it back. I am using 14 mm socket to tight bolt. This is done. Now I am using the smaller socket to tighten the first bolt. With your original starter motor, it will be having only one single nut, but this has a two nuts. I removed only one nut, but you can also remove the other as well. I removed the black plastic cable connector. I don't need it because the cable I have it already has a connector. I will tighten the nut with the 13 mm socket, but it could be possible you probably need 12 mm socket. Put the rubber back on the connector. After installing the starter motor, I am putting the battery terminal back. I will test the car it is starting or not. If the car is starting, then I will put the exhaust fan back. I check the car, it is starting. Now I'm placing the exhaust fan back. Make sure the cut on the exhaust fan plastic body match with the metal. Bolt which I took it out earlier, now I'm placing them back. Do the hand tight first and after that use a socket to tighten them in. I have another video, starter motor and everything was fine but the car was still not starting. Issue was battery terminal needed to be cleaned because there was a lot of corrosion. Once I cleaned the battery terminal, car started perfectly fine. Link is coming up how to clean the battery terminal. If you like the video, give a thumbs up. Until the next video, goodbye.